رسوله الكريم أما بعد. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam set an example for standing up for the truth and withstanding whatever he had to for the sake of upholding the truth. This was not only one of his great characteristics, but it also set the pattern for us until Yawm al-Qiyamah, that a true follower of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam should also be someone who is dedicated to the truth and is willing to undergo sacrifices for the sake of upholding the truth. Whether that truth means sticking to a commandment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that other people might be challenging you to follow. Other people may not want you to follow it, but you adhere to it and you stand up for that truth. And in the process, it could be that someone says some harsh words, it could be that someone ridicules you, it could be that someone does something to you, but you remain steadfast because what you are doing is the truth, it is correct. Sometimes it means holding on to your identity, even though the people around you would have you compromise that. Sometimes it has to do with abstaining from a sin, even though the people around you are pressuring you. The Prophet ﷺ suffered a great deal, as we spoke about a few days ago, for the sake of upholding the truth and passing it on to this ummah. His companions, radiyallahu anhum ajma'een, followed that legacy. They followed that pattern. And they endured whatever sacrifices they had to for the sake of maintaining who they were and what they were. Because they had sacrificed so much for deen, any small aspect of deen which was neglected by people was very difficult for them. It was extremely difficult for them to tolerate it because they had invested their entire life and all their energy, all their wealth, all their talent into this deen. So it had so much value for them. When we will invest ourselves in this deen, body, mind, heart, money, youth, talent, energy, when we dedicate everything to this deen, then we will start having value for this deen. As long as deen is given to us on a silver platter and served to us, and we are requested to follow it, or we are requested or asked to go along with it, it's not going to make sense. Nor will we have the value for every command. So this is why because we are coming from a tradition of sacrificing for the sake of deen, and the sacrifice begins with sacrificing our desires, and sacrificing our social commitments or our social environments, sacrificing some of our habits, giving up some of our silly habits for the sake of something better, sacrificing something haram for the sake of halal. Because we are coming from a tradition of sacrifice, the student of deen must be prepared to make some sacrifices in order to become something. Because the world outside is waiting for you to explain deen to them, to become a model for them. People are searching. People are searching for those people that they can look at and start copying, start emulating. Now we might say that, well, that's not what I signed up for. Maybe I don't want to be a model for people. Maybe I don't want to be an example for people. Maybe I don't want to help the youngsters be guided to their deen. When that question arises, or that doubt arises, we should then ask ourselves who and what our Prophet was. And if he hadn't lived the life that he had, would we even be here? And who and what were his companions? And had they not made the sacrifices that they had, would we even be here as Muslims? The answer is we would not. Similarly, if you want to live in that as a part of that legacy, and in this day and age you want to be like the Sahaba were of their time, then we have to rise. We have to raise the bar, we have to raise the standard for everything that we do. That includes our belief, that includes our worships, it includes our akhlaq, it includes the way we speak, the way we treat our parents, the way we treat our teachers, the way we sit in the masjid after salat, the way we listen to these talks. It means changing and raising the standard for everything that you do. And until we show Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we are in fact ready to make a little bit of sacrifice for deen, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't take work from us. Remember that it is we who need the deen of Allah. It is we who need to do the work of deen. Allah does not need us, and His deen also is not in need of us. So with these things in mind, we should really be thinking of what we gained over the year and how we're going to preserve it, how we're going to increase it. If these thoughts are going through our minds, it means our minds are in the right place. If these thoughts are not going through our minds, then it means we have a long ways to go. We haven't even understood where we need to go. Forget about getting there. And it means a great deal of effort is going to have to be made. And remember one thing, it's not vacations yet, but everyone's minds are there. If during these vacations we continue to uphold the values and the habits and the things that are taught here, then we will advance and we will progress. But if we go back and undo everything, then we wasted maybe 1 year, maybe many years of our lives. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us and protect us. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين.